Okay, merry meet everyone. Let me just adjust this camera just a little bit on the, go a little bit, that's a little bit better. And welcome to another live with myself, Lady Moonlight. Normally I would do a makeup live or a card reading live, etc. But I've been thinking about different things to add, or different activities to add to the group. So I thought I would come on live and discuss new ideas and activities. Hi Shannon. So let me just tag a few people into this live and see where we go from here. Okay. Let me just tag a few people in. And then we will get started. Okay. So tonight I thought, while I'm waiting to see if anyone else is going to jump on, it is a little bit, I got a little music box went off by itself there. Right, things go bump in the night in this room, honestly. It was the same, we love this house. It's a very old house, built in the 1800s, we believe. And the activity in this house is insane. Earlier on I was in the kitchen, went through to the bathroom, heard this massive clatter from the kitchen. So came out of the bathroom, went into the kitchen, and at first I could not work out what had dropped, what had been tossed out in the kitchen. Nothing seemed out of place. And then I had a look at my big wooden knife block and found that the knife block had been chucked across the counter. Yeah. Yep, I'm absolutely fine. No, I'm just going to, while I'm waiting, I'm just going to mix my collagen, because I haven't taken my collagen today, but I like to take it sometimes at night, so that when I'm sleeping, it gives my body a chance to absorb the collagen. We have the Glow Now with Avera, which is fantastic, because I use Avera skincare, which is amazing, by the way. If you've never tried Avera skincare, really worth the investment. It just absorbs so easily onto the skin. I might do another skincare live at some point. So all you do with the Glow is just pop it into a bottle of water. That's it. I never miss. It's the same with our green tea. Just pour it into a bottle of water, shake it, and enjoy. Our green tea comes in little sachets like this as well. Love it, because even if you're out and about, especially in the summer, then you can take your green tea on the go. This one's raspberry, and now this one, what have we got on this one? Yep, this is raspberry and lemonade. It turns the water pink, and it tastes like raspberries. It's really refreshing and means I get my collagen on the go. Hi Wendy. Yep, honestly, we have so many weird and wonderful things happen in this house. I have this little music box that we bought. We love the music box because it has we love things that don't work properly, or they work but they've got a sort of weird energy about them. And when I had ordered this, I was expecting a perfect tune, but if you listen very closely to the tune, you will see that there is one note that is out of sync with the rest of the tune. Yep. So I'm going to play this and let you see, and listen carefully and see if you can hear the wrong note within the tune. So you just pull the drawer out. Now, can anyone spot the duff note in that? Anybody pick up on the wrong note? There is just one note that is kind of off sync. Now the crazy thing about this is it wasn't just the fact that it had a note out of sync, it's the fact that to get the music box to work, you have to pull the drawer out. If you don't pull the drawer out, it won't play. And of course the little spinning wheel goes round as well. And then of course it has a little windy up here that you would just wind it up. So, and of course the pedals at the bottom go up and down. Now you might think, well, what's so unusual or haunting about a music box that you can only open and play if you open the drawer and has movement? Well, what if I told you that there was one day I was out in the garden, my partner was in the living room, and this was playing by itself in this room, and I thought my partner was in here playing the music box. So you can imagine my surprise when I came in here and this little drawer was open and the music box was playing by itself. Right? So the music will have seen Helga, our haunted witch doll, as well. So we have got Helga, and I will just get Helga for you. This is our beautiful Helga. Again, when we bought Helga, she was a quirky little thing, and she wasn't actually for sale in the shop. But on saying that, we did ask if we could buy her, and the reply was, well, we can't really sell her because her broom's supposed to move up and down and with her hand, and it doesn't do that, and also her arm doesn't move as well. I don't know if we can get Helga to cackle now. She might not cackle. She may. Let me see if I can. Usually she cackles, but maybe Spirit don't want to play with her. Nope, she's not going to cackle. She's an unpredictable spirit doll. Totally unpredictable. Let me check that she's on. Yep, she's on. Yeah, see? When you least expect her. So she cackles and her eyes light up. And she only has one eye that lights up. Now, you might not think that there's anything really spooky about this doll. Just a doll that if you bang, she will cackle. But there is more to Helga than meets the eye. Because I'm just going to put her back on the shelf just now. She's obviously not liking not being away from the shelf. So let me just put her. So the story with Helga is that when we bought her, she was just an ornamental doll, an ornamental witch doll that was going to sit nicely on our spiritual shelf. Helga had different ideas. And one night we were sleeping, and 6 a.m. in the morning, for no reason, Helga went off. Well, my partner just about hit the roof. So we just thought, well, it's just a quirky thing, it's just a one-off. However, 3 mornings later, every morning, 6 a.m., Helga would go off. So then we decided, let's just turn the switch to off. Then she's not going to go off. Right? Yeah. Even with the off switch on to off, Helga still went off at 6 a.m. in the morning. Six a.m. Yep. Yeah, Facebook is funny. I don't know what's happening with Facebook. Hopefully when it records, it's going to be a little bit better. Let me check that my charger is in right. It is. So we collect all things. There we go. There is a lot of spiritual activity in this room tonight. This iPad just got trapped, so excuse that. I did say it was going to be a spooky chat. Honestly, I don't know what's going on tonight. We've had the kitchen knives in the kitchen have just been tossed. Helga's just deciding she'll go off when she wants and not when I want her to go off. And now the iPads went for a fly, even though the iPad is on its little stand. We're having a great night, right? I know I said this was a spooky chat. Boy, I think the spirit want to play games as well. So I know me and Shannon were talking in PM earlier on that she had done a meditation and seen a woman in meditation. And that can happen if you're listening to a guided meditation. you can actually see faces or see characters or whatever, and they could be guiding you, they could be showing you something from the past, whatever the case may be. You can see colors in meditation, you can see scenes, places, lots of things through meditation. Spirit, when you go into a meditative state, Spirit will show you what needs to be seen, whether it's colors, whether it's people. If you get tingles at all during meditation, then it could be that Spirit are touching. So if you've got tingles, for example, on the forehead or the crown, chances are Spirit are just letting you know that they're there by touching the crown chakra. You might get tingles in the hands, you might get tingles in the feet, etc., etc. Everyone's different, every experience is different. And you get some docile spirits that will do absolutely nothing. You might see them once in a blue moon. They might appear as shadow people, as I call them, just like shadows at the corner of your eye, or you might think, did I just see that? Because it's gone in a flash. You also get what they call poltergeistal spirit, which they're the ones that can open and close doors, or in my case earlier on tonight, chuck a knife set across. I mean, the knife set that I have, it's a big wooden block with kitchen bread knives and meat knives and stuff like that, and that got chucked across the counter. I wasn't even in the kitchen at the time, but I heard the clatter and I went into the kitchen, tried to figure out what had fallen because I couldn't see anything to begin with. And then I checked my knife set, which was right at the back of the bunker, so there's no way it could have fallen by itself. And the knife block had just been like chucked. It was crazy. So if they close doors or throw things around or go clunk clunk in the night, chances are you've got a super strong spirit that can toss things around. You can have spirit that will take over a doll. If you are meditating and you get like a jolt, or even if you sleep, sometimes when you're just in that, you think you're wide awake, but you're kind of like in that half sleep, half wide awake. Spirit can use that and basically pass right through you. And when that happens, you can actually get a jolt, right? Because Spirit will actually go through from your spine, right? So if you can imagine, if Spirit can walk through walls and walk through doors, etc., etc., they can quite easily walk through a human being as well. Yeah, well, usually when you're jolting, I am often jolted in my bed, and it's nothing that I fear because I just know that Spirit are near. They can't do you any harm. The best thing you can do is ask for protection when you go to your bed at night, which we should all really be doing on a nightly basis anyway. But yeah, Spirit can come in all shapes, all forms. Some people have even claimed to see slug-like black, well, a mixture of black slug snake, slimy snakes, slimy slugs, or whatever else. Those are spirits from the dark realms, right? if we have done something really, really bad in this lifetime, we pay for it when we go to spirit, because there are different realms within the spirit realms, and you have the light realm, where if you're a light worker or you're spiritual, or you've basically just led a really good life kind of thing, you'll go into the lighter realms. However, people that have done wicked deeds, nasty deeds, etc., they can actually go into the darker realms, and they don't appear as like human form spirit. They appear as black slugs. I've walked, when I've been doing astral travel, I've walked through different realms, and I've actually walked through the dark realms. The best way I can describe it, and it isn't very scenic, is you can't see the walls and the floors for black slimy slugs around about that length and about that thick, and there are so many of them that they are knotted round each other. They're just wiggling in and out of each other, and they're up the walls, the ceiling, and the floor, and you literally have to work a path around them. Try not to stand on them, because if you stand on them, they're kind of squidgy when you stand underfoot. So hark on, if you're doing bad deeds in this life, change your ways before you pass on, because chances are you're going to be joining that room full of dark slugs. Yeah, exactly. It does sound disgusting. There are forms in spirit, in different realms and stuff, that we don't recognize as human beings, and that's absolutely normal as well. If you imagine that, take away this human body, you've only got balls of energy, absolutely see-through balls of energy. That's what our soul is. And that ball of energy can be transformed into anything: slugs, human beings, bats, bless me, birds, whatever. It can transform into all different sort of animals and souls and whatever else. And then we go into the reincarnation, where we're born again. We might be born as a human, we might come back as a bird, or we might come back as an insect, whatever our destiny is. Yep. Jolting is nothing to be worried about. It happens to a lot of us. Sometimes my partner jolts, not very often, not probably as often as I do, but jolts are very, very common. How many of us have sat there and we've kind of had that instantaneous shiver? And the first thing we say is, oh, somebody's just walked over my grave. Why do they say that? Right? Why do they say, oh my gosh, I've just had a shiver all the way down my spine, somebody's walked over my grave? Right? It's because if you get that instantaneous shiver or whatever, chances are you've just had a fleet visit from spirit who just walked or just floated right through you. Instantaneously just walked right through you and gave you that shiver down the spine. Yep, it's the same thing. Now, don't know how we got on at all of this topic, but we did say it was a spooky night, and then with Helga setting off, and then Spirit chucking my iPad, and earlier on the knives going, etc. there's a lot of things being happening in our home, and it's pretty active with we did the spirit board as well the other night, and found out there was a young girl who died in the 1800s in this house. She had a disease. She couldn't remember the year that she died because of the disease obviously played havoc with her mind. She got really, really sick and passed over. The earliest age that she can remember, or the latest age, sorry, that she can remember is 17. So I'm assuming that she passed over round about the time that she was 17 years of age through some kind of disease. And in the 1700, the 1800, there was a lot of diseases going around. You know, we've had things like the plague, or we even had the flu, etc. All these kind of things, and some diseases that we don't get now because obviously medication and stuff like that, vaccines, etc. that has come along. But spirit boards can tell you so much information, and they're not as spooky. You know, they're not as, spirit boards are not as spooky as Hollywood make out that they are. You just need to watch films like The Ouija Board or Ouija or whatever, and I sit there and I'm thinking, what a load of crap. Pardon my French. You know, but it's like any other tool. If you do not treat your tools with respect, you're going to open doors to places you really, really do not want to be opening doors to. But if you use spirit boards with respect and know how to open and close the board safely, then a spirit board can be a really good, useful tool to be able to communicate safely with spirit. Yeah, I mean, spirit boards, let me just show you some of the spirit boards that I have. Okay, now we have my partner's board that I bought him. We only used it once. It's a pagan board. So these are spirit boards, or some call them Ouija boards. Spirit boards will come with a tool that they call a panchet. Okay, and where the arrow goes can lead to a yes or a no answer. Through the eye of the panchet you might see a letter. This is my partner's spirit board, which has the pentagram. The pentagram is protection. So this is a very safe board to have because it has the pentagram protection. It has your A, B, C, D, E, F, G right through to X, Y, and Z going round in a circle. It has no, and it has yes, has hello and goodbye, and it also has the numbers round the side as well. So if you were putting the panchet, you always start at the beginning. But say the panchet went to there, you could see that the letter in the eye of the panchet would be on the B. So, and then it might slide to the A, then it might slide to the D. Now if you feel unsafe with whoever comes through the spirit board, you must take charge of the spirit board, pull the planchette down to goodbye, slide it across goodbye and say in a clear voice goodbye, and take the planchette off the board, and never ever put the board and the planchette, never leave the planchette on the board unattended. Because if you left the planchette there and you left the room, the planchette is sitting in the middle of the board, there might still be spirit around, and when you're out of the room they could take the planchette and move it, and they could come through the board. So whenever you want to end a spirit board, you always go to goodbye, etc., etc. Hi, Cherish. So this is like the pagan. Oh, let me just take that off. This is the pagan board with a little candle, and I bought this a few years ago for my partner. Honestly, spirit boards are not as scary as they seem. I have been using spirit boards for many years with great success, and I'm still here to tell the tale. Hollywood kind of scare people. Hi, Tracy. So that is the pagan one. Now we used the pagan one the other night, and we got that young. In fact, when we used the pagan one, we never got anybody coming through. And I asked a simple question: are you comfortable with this board? And the planchette went to no. So then I asked, what board would she like? And she said the angel board. So we simply said not a problem. We put the planchette to goodbye, and then we got the angel board out. Why Hollywood do that type of crap, Shannon, is because there are people in this world that like things spooky and scary. So Hollywood make it as spooky and scary as they can get it, because some people do thrive on things like that. But the problem is, where do you draw the line between Hollywood and fantasy and reality? That is a difficult part when you're watching things like even like spiritual dolls. We were talking about our haunted doll Helga earlier on, that just goes off at 6 a.m. in the morning for no reason whatsoever. Is that scary to us? No. It's a way of spirit communicating with us, and they will use whatever tactic that they can use. But Hollywood make it as if these dolls are evil and they come to life, and they walk on their own, and they go around and murder people in their sleeps and stuff like that. All Hollywood made up. Yeah, could be, yeah. So the angel board that we used the other night when we changed from the pagan one is this one, and this one is a lighter board, has the angel wings, and again you've got the alphabet very clearly written. You've also got the numbers. You've got yes and you've got no, and you've also got that very important goodbye. If you look at a board and it hasn't got goodbye, please do not buy the board. You need a board that has goodbye, because if you are doing the board and you're not comfortable with the message that's coming through the board, or you're not understanding the board, then take your panchair and take it straight to goodbye. Start at the G and just slide it right across the goodbye, and then take it off the board. You are then saying, no, I'm not prepared to go on with this seance. I'm not prepared to go on with this session, so therefore I'm closing the board. Now, there are times where you might be communicating with somebody, like we got that young girl at 17, Christine, and we got a lot of information about her. What year that she can remember, which was back in the 1890s or something like that. And we got that she was 17 and she moved here with her mom, and her dad had died previously or was involved in some sort of accident, whatever. So we got a lot of information from her, and at the end of the session, Christine herself took the panchet to goodbye. And that can happen. Spirit can actually say, I've passed on what I want to tell you, so now I'm closing the board. Sometimes spirit energy, after they've gave us the messages that they want to give us, get tired. Just like we get tired, they get tired. And they will drag the panchet to goodbye, and they will close the board themselves. It is. The board will always choose you. If you're choosing a spirit board, choose one that feels right for you, that feels safe for you, that feels pretty. Now, Christine was only 17 when she passed away, so the pagan board would probably be a bit scary for her, which is why she didn't want to speak to us through the pagan board. And when we actually asked the Pacific, are you happy with this board? The answer went straight to no. And we asked her, would you like the pagan board, or would you like the wolf board, and or would you like the angel board? She spelled out she would like the angel board. And as soon as we changed boards, we closed the other board down, we changed the boards, and she was able to communicate quite freely through the angel board. So it was a clear indication that although she wasn't happy with the pagan one, with the pentagram, because back in the 18th century, back in 1800s, it was a dark era. Witches were hung for their beliefs because it went against Christianity, etc., etc. So you can imagine what they would be like with a pentagram or some kind of pagan board. Of course it would have been terrifying to her to have a pentagram. Obviously today we know that the pentagram stands for protection. It has 5 points to it, and you can tell a light witch and a dark witch just from the pentagram, because if the point of the pentagram is facing up, you're a white witch. So I always wear the white witch pentagram. If you turn the pentagram upside down, you'll find that the pentagram looks like a goat. You've got the goat's beard, the goat's ears, etc., and the goat's face. The horns, and the ears and the face. That can represent a dark witch. So you will always know a light witch and a dark witch by which way her pentagram is facing. Dark witch doesn't necessarily mean that that witch is evil. It just means that she works more with the darker realms or the darker goddesses such as Hecate, etc. But they still don't do you any harm. You'll leave it to me. So that is the angel board. My own personal board that I would be using if I was doing the spirit board by myself is this one that my partner bought for me because I love wolves. So this is my wolf board, and on the wolf board again you've got the ABC right through to Z. I always start my panchet on the wolf's nose. You also have the numbers 0 right through to 9. You also have hello, yes, no, and goodbye. So I already know that this board is safe because it's got hello, yes, no, and goodbye. And it also has the wolf. I love the wolf's eyes. I find that if I have this on the shelf, the wolf's eyes tend to follow you wherever you go in the room. It kind of just kind of follows you around the room. And again, this is my personal favourite. I've always got good things from this board, but there are lots more boards out there. It's just a matter of you choosing which board is right for you. It is, it's very pretty. You just need to go on somewhere like Amazon or into a spiritual shop and have a look around at, see if they've got spirit boards. What kind of spirit boards have they got? What spirit boards draw you, etc., etc. There are just so many different types of boards. You also get dowsing boards, etc. Now, there are so many topics regarding spirituality, and I probably don't have all the time in the world tonight on this live to go through them all. So this is what I wanted to come on live and make a suggestion, and let me know what everyone thinks. I am thinking about starting classes in spiritual learning classes or channeling classes. Now, if I have enough interest in that, the classes, I will definitely start the classes. But if I'm only going to get maybe 1-2 people or whatever else, it really isn't worth my time doing the classes, because it takes up a lot of my time and a lot of my effort. I have to prepare the classes, I have to write the classes, and then I have to go into the classes and present the classes, kind of thing. So I need to make sure that if I'm doing the classes, that one, I'm going to get people turning up to the classes, and I'm not just going to be teaching into thin air. What will the classes involve? In the classes, I will go through how to read cards without the instruction books that comes with cards. How to read cards using only your intuition, right? So I will be able to teach you how, and obviously in the classes there's going to be homework. So if you don't have time to do homework, then, you know, I will do a poll after this video and post it on the Mystic Witch page. I am sharing this to YouTube channel, so that's why I'm kind of saying that it's going to be, the poll will be on the Mystic Witch group page. So the topics that I will be covering is how to read cards, because many people have cards and they go by the guidebook and they wonder why, just going by the guidebook, they can't pick anything up, right? So that is one topic that we will be going through. Another topic we will cover in depth is how to use spirit boards wisely and safely. We will also be discussing scrying, i.e. Scrying crystal balls, scrying dark mirrors. We will also be discussing how to dowse using dowsers, dowsing boards, that kind of thing. We will also be delving into meditation, how to get the best of your meditation, all of that kind of thing. We will also be going into ghostwriting, where you basically put yourself in a meditative state, but while holding a pen above paper. And when you finish your meditation, you look at the paper and you might see squiggles, you might see letters, you might see words, whatever. We're going to go into sort of different ways in which you can communicate with spirit, whether it's through dowsing, whether it's through spirit boards, whether it's through cards, and the different ways that you can use cards, etc. It's going to be an in-depth class. There's going to be, as I said, homework in there. And the classes will probably run once a week. Yep. So I will do a poll and see how many people are interested in that class. Now, you might go through the whole class and you might do the exercises, etc. that's in the class and absolutely get nowhere. Don't take that as a failure. Take it in that you may need more time to practice. Now, the classes will not be in this group. I will set up a private group that you will not be able to find on Facebook. It will be invite only. It's a bit like when I did my witches class. Nobody could find it other than the members. Why do I do that? It's so that we don't get people coming in that are basically trolls or troublemakers, etc. We get genuine people that want to learn how to connect with spirit and how to be able to read cards just by using intuition. A lot of people confuse me with a tarot reader. I'm not a tarot reader. I'm a spiritual reader. Another topic that we will be covering is how to read people just by looking at their eyes. How many of you have had a photo reading done by me? And how accurate was that reading? How was I able to do a reading just by looking at your photo? And why is it that I insist that if you want to send me a photo reading, or you want me to do a photo reading, that your eyes are visible? It's because the eyes are the mirrors to the soul. If I can't see your eyes, I can't read you. Right? It's as simple as that. If I can't see your eyes, I can't read you. So we will be covering how to read people, which is a good tool to have, because if you can read a person, you can know if that person is genuine, trying to deceive you, is telling you the truth, is telling you lies, means to harm you, or means to do you good. It's a really, really useful tool and skill to practice. Yeah, exactly. Yep, the eyes are the mirror to the soul. Exactly. So we will be covering all types of topics, and hopefully at the end of the class you'll have learned a lot of things that you can either take into practice, or there might be aspects of the class that you think, well, I don't mind trying that, or I don't mind practicing that, but I'm not gonna do that kind of thing. Not everybody is into dowsing, not everybody is into scrying, not everybody is into spirit boards, not everybody is into cards, etc., or meditation. But we will be doing a vast sort of class right the way through. Okay? Now, I have two options for class, and again, it's entirely up to you. I can do free classes where at the end of the class you just take away all the learning aspects of the class. I can do a paid class, say for example something like £10 for the whole sessions of classes, and you get a certificate at the end of it. It's entirely up to you which class you think would benefit you. Would you like a class that you're going to get a certificate at the end of it to say that you are qualified in dowsing, etc., etc., etc.? Or would you just prefer a free class? It's entirely up to you without the certificate. Obviously, if it's a certificate one, the reason that I do charge is not just for my time, but printing out of designing your certificate, printing out your certificate and sending you the certificate, etc. Okay. Right, Wendy's saying paid class. Because I don't mind doing the paid class. I often find that when I do, when I go along to a class and I'm paying for it, I'm more liable to go to all the classes, because if I don't go to all the classes, I'm kind of wasting the money. And I don't want to be one of these ones that charge an absolute fortune. And I just think that £10 is a fair price to pay for, one, all my time in teaching, the stuff that I'll be teaching. It's a one-off payment, it's not per class. Okay, so at the end of the class, you're going to get a certificate out of that class. So if this is something that you would all like, I'm also going to be offering, if it's a paid class, I will also be offering a free gift, a free spiritual gift. Now it's going to be a mystery gift, so you'll not know what it is, but it could be a piece of spiritual jewellery, it could be a dowsing crystal, it could be a dream catcher, whatever. It will be something that you can use throughout your spiritual practice. So I'm going to leave a poll up at the end of this live with different options, and we'll see which is the most popular option for everyone. Obviously, I don't want to be doing a free class and then a paid class, because that's going to be doubling my time. So I'm just going to go with the majority of what people do. Now, the good thing about the classes is the classes will be in the group, in a Facebook group. It will be a private group. That it would only be invites from myself. So if you're not invited from me, you won't find the group anywhere on Facebook, right? Because it will be completely secret group. The classes will be live video class, just like I'm doing just now, where you can ask questions, etc. It also means that the students can go back through each video class and replay it and replay it and replay it. So if they don't get something the first time round, then they can go round and do it again. Or maybe somebody's working the night of a class. Wendy's in the USA, Shannon's in the UK, so we have time differences, etc. So it'd be handy to do it in a video class where it's a live class like I'm doing just now, and it will be saved to the page, and you can access each class when and ever you want it. And even after the class has ended, you'll still have access to all the material in that class, because the group, the class group will never ever close. And maybe then throughout the year I might do additional bits and bobs in that learning group. It's not going to be a witch's coven as I had done in the past. It's going to be more spiritual based, just in case anybody's thinking, well, I'm not really interested in witchcraft. This has nothing whatsoever to do with witchcraft. If it was, I would be going into spells, etc, etc, etc. The witches students, I kind of handpick myself, and that's a totally separate thing altogether. This is more connecting with spirit, being able to use tools such as spirit boards, reading cards through intuition, scrying black mirrors, crystal balls, puddles, bowl of water, etc, etc. It will also go through things like safety amulets or safety protection, such as pentagrams, etc. It will go through what is the safest crystals, etc. So there's going to be a lot in the class. What I might do is I might make, if I'm going to do a free one, I probably won't do it as in-depth, and the reason for that is it takes a heck of a lot of my time for doing it for free, when I've also got my Avira and my spiritual readings and Reiki, etc. to do. Whereas the paid class, it will be more in-depth, because obviously you're paying me for my teaching, so therefore I want to give you value for the paid classes. So bear that in mind when the poll goes up. What is it that you want? Do you want something that's really in-depth, that you're gonna take away and be able to learn from that on a daily basis? Or do you want something that is just general, that you can just kind of jump in and jump out of and not really do anything with? Okay, well, I'm going to yeah, exactly. So I'm going to do the poll after that. Now, that's dealing with the classes that I've just mentioned. Now, for this particular group, which is the Mystic Witch, for those watching this on YouTube, because my videos are now getting shared to my YouTube channel. For the Mystic Witch, I have also other plans for the Mystic Witch. Now, starting from tomorrow evening, as well as the daily phases of the moon, I will be doing a daily moon card. So the card I will be doing a new card of the day, and it will be the moon phase card. I will also be still doing the twice monthly card reading draw. I'm going to increase the amount of members that can win a reading from 5 to 6. that gives 6 people twice a month a chance to get a free mini 2-card reading in my 2 prize draws. So that's going to be increased from 5 to 6 people that can win a reading. Yes, I'll be adding moon work to the class as well, telling you how to get the best of a full moon, a new moon, how to use that moon's energy to manifest what you want to manifest, and when it's safe to manifest something in the full moon, and when it's not safe to manifest in a new moon, etc., etc. So yes, I will be teaching a little bit about the moon phases as well. Everything to do with spiritual things, which is the moon as well. I will also be going into how to make the most of your dreams. I will also be going into deep in depth about deja vu. What is deja vu? Why do we get deja vu? If it's a paid class and it's an intense class, there's going to be so much that you'll probably find the class may well go on for about 5-6 months, maybe longer. There'll be 1 class a week, and there will be homework, okay? So you're not only learning in the paid class, I'm expecting the students to put what they've learned into practice. There's no point in me saying, okay, I'm going to show you how to read cards by using your intuition, right? There's no point in me just saying that and you just, okay, you listen to the class and you do nothing with it. But what I might well do is I might give you 1 angel card, 2 tarot cards, right? And I might, once you've learned the basics of the cards, I might then go and say to you in the class, okay, I want you to take these cards away. You use 1 card for the past, present, and the future. And I want you, without any books, to tell me what the meanings of these cards are. So you're not just learning how to read the cards, you're actually practicing it, right? And then of course the homework would be that you would read those 3 cards and then send me your answers in PM, not in the actual class group, because you don't want to give your fellow students your answers so that they can copy, right? That would, that would be sort of not the right way to do it, because it'd be easier to copy somebody else's rather than take the time to practice reading the cards. And then we will all gather in the next class after you've done your homework, and we will go through those cards. And I will read the cards as I would read them, and then see how my intuition reading the cards matches with your intuition with reading the cards. Once you learn the principles of reading the cards through intuition, you can use whatever deck you want, right? Initially for the class exercises, I might already just give you 3 cards. Could be the tarot, could be the angel cards. I have past life cards, I have animal cards, I have moon cards, I have witches cards. I've got lots. I've got about over 40 or 50 decks of different cards. So I would choose 3 initially during the teaching part of the class. I would probably choose the 3 cards for you and say, right, here's your 3 cards. You will already have known what the basic meanings of the numerology is and the symbolism of that card is before you actually go away and do your homework. and then you'll do your homework with those 3 cards, and you'll practice that till you kind of got it right. After that, you can dabble with whatever cards that you have at home, be it angel cards, be it fairy cards, be it tarot cards, be it, you know, healing angel cards, whatever cards that you have at home. Then you practice and you practice. The only way you're going to master a skill or be able to learn how to communicate with spirit in different ways is by putting the practice in, right? It's like anything else. You can have all the knowledge in the world up here, right? But if you don't practice it on a regular basis, all that knowledge is wasted, because you need to then take that knowledge and manifest it and work with it. If you don't take that knowledge and manifest it and work with it, you'll never be able to be anywhere near where I am and able. And I mean, imagine another thing that we will be going through in the class is astral travel. To be able to leave your own body safely and to be able to visit different realms, planets, to be able to, Wendy will already tell you, you know, Wendy's been sitting in her house in the USA and she's turned round and seen me standing in her room. How can that be? Because I've astral travelled. Probably scared the jahoochies out of her when I first did that. But, you know, now Wendy's at the stage where it's like, oh, it's just Lady Moonlight, it's fine. No problem, Shannon. I'm just about finished anyway, so that is the classes. I will do a sort of poll after this, so watch out for the poll and choose the option that is right for you. I will be going with the option that has the most interest in it. Okay, so for example, we have over 70 members in this class. It might be actually in this group, it might actually be more now because we've had new ones come in. So if we've only got like 4 or 5 people, is that worth my time going to do in-depth classes? Probably not, because you're not going to get the best. Imagine working with a group of, say, 10 people, right? 10 other students doing the same class as you, right? I will also add in a class chat room where you can actually interact with your fellow students and you can work together as a class. And you can also ask questions in that chat room as well as type in questions into the group. A bit like if you were in one of my Coven groups, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We had the Coven classes and we had the separate chat room. So it meant that if Wendy was struggling with something and I'm not there, she could maybe then go to Shannon and say, how did you get on with your card homework? Did you find that easy? And, you know, I'm stuck on this or whatever. Or you could basically leave a message for me by saying, Lady Moonlight, I have a message for you, whatever. It's a chat room where you as students can use that chat room to communicate with me, to communicate with other students in the chat room. Please don't ask another student to do your homework for you. No cheating in my class. You can discuss homework and you can discuss ideas in homework or ask questions about homework. But no going to Wendy and saying, Wendy, can you write my homework for me? And I'll just sign my name at the end of it. No, 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 don't do that. I'll be watching. Oh, see, Spirit, honestly, we are actually nearing the full moon, so the energies around the world are going to be hyped, which doesn't surprise me actually that things go bang in the night or my knife set goes flying or whatever. So that's the classes I've discussed. I've also discussed that I'm going to be doing, as from tomorrow, as well as the moon phases, I'm also going to be doing the card of the day, but using the moon oracle cards. I don't know if I've got them through here. I've probably got them through the other room. Or have I? No, I've got them here. So these will be the new cards of the day, and it will be messages from the goddess moon. Guidance from the moon. And that's going to be a daily card of the day. I'm just going to be picking a card from the moon deck and giving you the moon's guidance from that. We're also going to have rune readings in here where you come along as per normal and pick a rune. We're also going to have the odd meditation night for members who don't want anything to do with the class. That's absolutely fine, because this group will still be running. I will still be this group is mainly for booking a reading with me, or doing, for my Avira lives, for doing card of the day, moon cycles, rune readings, etc., etc., beauty and health and wellness, such as my collagen drink that I'm actually sitting glugging away here, because it's I like doing I do like the collagen at night. There's method in my madness, because I feel that if I have my collagen at night when I'm sleeping, my collagen is getting renewed as I sleep, so I'm literally getting my beauty sleep. Yes, yes, and yes. Full moon is fantastic time, anytime, to communicate with spirit, because you've got the energy of the moon, you've got the energy of spirit, and if you do your daily sky and earth grounding, you're a clear channel, right? Full moon is perfect for manifestation, for connecting to spirit, for doing meditation. You can meditate on a full moon, etc. Vivid dreaming, you probably find that your dreams are more vivid on a full moon, so keep a dream journal on a full moon as well. And of course, you can charge your crystals on a full moon as well. Well, our next full moon is actually on Saturday, so 24th. So the 24th of this month is a full moon, so that's the ideal time to get your crystals out, to do meditation, to keep your dream journal out, to manifest anything that you want to manifest, etc., etc. So the 24th of July is the full moon. I'm hoping it's going to be a clear night that night, so that I can use my camera and actually take a photo of the full moon as well. Love my new camera for getting up and close and personal with the goddess moon. If you've seen last night's photo, she wasn't quite full yet, but beautiful all the same. So it is getting late. I'm going to say good evening to everyone. Thank you to Wendy and to Shannon and to Cherish for joining me tonight. I will put that poll up straight after this live. This live will also be shared in the Mystic Witch Spiritual Health and Beauty page and on the Detroit City page as well. But the poll will only be shared in the Mystic Witch, so you need to be a member of this group on Facebook, the Mystic Witch group on Facebook, to be able to vote whether you want to be in the class or not. Alright, so if you're not in the group, you don't get in the class, whatever class I decide to open. So if you know anyone that wants to take part in spiritual learning, etc., they need to be right here in the Mystic Witch Facebook group. If they ain't in the group, they don't get to vote in the poll, and they won't have the option then to join in the classes as well. Keeping the classes and the poll to this group means that we're going to get genuine, serious people that want to learn about the cards, that want to learn about communicating with spirit, the boards, moonology, you know, how to be able to read photos, not just of ourselves but loved ones in spirit, how to astral travel, and how to do ghost writing. There is so much that you're going to learn in these classes. So I really want to get students that are dedicated to wanting to learn and put in the work for the class. There's no point, especially if we choose a paid class, there's no point in paying for a class and doing absolutely nothing with it, you know, and then getting a certificate at the end of the class. And you're saying, well, what did you do to earn that certificate? Well, really, I just listened to Lady Moonlight and didn't really do anything else other than listen to Lady Moonlight, but I got a certificate at the end of it, which you will get whether you do the practical work or not. You'll still get that certificate at the end to say you've completed Lady Moonlight spiritual learning or spiritual circle class type thing. However, you know, you'll get out of the class what you put in. So if you're just going to do the class and then you've got it all up here, that's exactly what you'll have. It'll just be all up here. And you know, you may never ever want to do anything with it. That's entirely up to you. Or you might find that the classes are invaluable and you get excited about it and you want to play with the cards. You want to play with dowsers, you want to play with spirit boards, you know, you want to communicate with spirit, you want to astral travel or whatever else. You know, if it's in your soul, you'll want to do it. That's the logic behind it. So with that, I'm going to go off and record save this video so that I can record it to my YouTube channel and my other pages, and then I'm going to do the poll for the class, and I will put the poll for the class in the announcement section at the top, and then we'll see how much interest we get. If there's only going to be like if there's going to be less than 5 people interested in the class, it really is not going to be worth my while doing the classes. It really isn't, because, you know, I have to do the work behind it, do the lives, find the homework, you know, write up the homework for you guys, etc., etc. So I'm hoping between 8 and 10 people. If we can get 10 people or even more, you know, 10 minimum, it's going to be worth my while doing that class and giving you value for it. Once we've got enough interest, the class will go ahead. So you know, keep your ears open. If somebody's saying to you, I'd like to learn more about the tarot cards and the oracle cards. I'd like to know more about scrying or spirit boards or whatever else. Pass on the words, pass on the link to this group. Let people know about the group and say, well, actually, there's a poll going on in this group and there's going to be a class, and if you're interested in the class, come along to the group. I'm hoping to get this group as active as we can possibly get it, not just for Avira, not just for people booking me for readings or for Reiki healing or whatever, although you're always welcome to do that, because I know a lot of people still come to me for readings. Believe it or not, I, from time to time, if I'm on holiday and we go and go somewhere and we've got a spiritual reader, I'll go and see I will actually go and visit a spiritual reader, even though I can read myself, because sometimes it's nice just to have a break from reading your own cards and actually getting somebody else's opinion. So believe it or not, spiritual readers do also visit other spiritual readers and get readings. You can also use the class to practice reading on each other as a class. The options that you will have in the class are just massive. You'll learn so much, but you'll also learn so much by working together as a class as well. And sharing ideas, sharing experiences together as a class. Now imagine if we had 10 people all sharing ideas, all sharing experiences. Wendy's experience might be different from Shannon's experience. My experience might be different from whoever else is in the class. Say Cherish wanted to join the class. All the experiences are going to be different. So I hope I've kind of fueled some of your interests in this live tonight. So I'm going to leave it at that. I know Shannon's it's past Shannon's bedtime. Good night, Shannon. Blessed be. Merry part and blessed be. So I'm gonna head off, and I will catch you all again on another live tomorrow. Till then, take care. Love and bright blessings to Wendy, to Cherish, to Shannon, and to Tracy and everyone else that's watched this live. Lots of love. Have a great night, everyone, and sweet dreams. See you soon.